There's this secret language that we all speak, but most of us don't even realize it. In fact, every single conversation you have is really two conversations happening at the same time. One is the words you say, and the other, well, that's the one that happens in silence. And today, we're going to learn how to speak that language.
I mean, you've totally felt this, right? Someone's telling you, oh yeah, everything's great, but you just get this feeling in your gut, That little nagging voice that says, something's not quite right. Well, that's not magic. It's not some kind of superpower. It's actually you picking up on a very real signal, a massive disconnect between the words they're saying and what their body is showing you.
And that's the whole thing, isn't it? In any interaction, there are these two conversations going on simultaneously. There's the one we hear with our ears, and then there's the unspoken one that we perceive with our eyes and, our intuition.
So let's break that down. On one side, you've got conscious communication. These are the words we pick, the sentences we build. We think about this stuff. But on the other side, you have the unconscious communication, that non-stop broadcast of body language and tone of voice. And here's the key difference. We put a filter on our words, but that unconscious channel, it's pretty much unfiltered. This is so important. It brings us to a really crucial point. While we can lie with our words, while we can choose them very carefully, our unconscious signals are, they're way more honest. They're like a direct pipeline to our true internal state, and they often tell the real story that our words might be trying to cover up.
So how do we get better at listening to this more honest conversation? Well, it all comes down to one specific skill. You could almost call it a perceptual superpower. It's called calibration, and it's the key to tuning into what's really going on.
So what exactly is calibration? Well, officially, it's the ability to notice all those tiny, subtle shifts in another person's nonverbal signals. But honestly, the best way to think about it is like tuning an old-school radio. You're just twisting the dial, getting a clearer signal. You're not guessing what song is playing, you're just becoming way more sensitive to the information that's already being broadcasted and noticing when that signal changes. Oh, we've all been there, haven't we? You ask someone how they are and they say, I'm fine. But their jaw's clenched, their shoulders are up by their ears, and their voice is a little too high. That's it. That's your calibration skill in action, picking up on the real message underneath the words. Okay, so this isn't just about becoming a human lie detector. Not at all. Mastering this skill can genuinely change the way you interact with everyone around you. Let's dig into the 4 biggest reasons this is such a game changer. First off, you get a much deeper understanding of people. Just imagine being able to see past the surface of a conversation and really get what someone is feeling, not just what they're telling you. It's like your whole life has been in black and white, and suddenly someone flips the switch to full-blown color. You're getting so much more data, so much more richness in every single interaction. Second, and this is huge, you can spot hidden resistance. Think about a meeting at work. Your colleague is nodding along, saying all the right things, but you notice their feet are pointed towards the door. That's a massive unconscious signal that they're ready to check out, that they're not fully on board. Now you actually have a chance to address whatever's holding them back before it's too late. Third, it lets you adapt your entire approach on the fly. Let's say you're explaining something, and you see the person's brow furrow just for a second. You don't have to wait for them to say, wait, I'm confused. You can see it happen. So you can immediately pause, say, hey, let me rephrase that, and make sure you're both on the same page. It makes you an incredibly effective and agile communicator. And finally, and this one might be the most powerful of all, this skill eventually turns inward. As you get better at observing others, you can't help but become a better observer of yourself. You start to notice your own tells, how your posture shifts when you're nervous, or how your breathing gets faster when you're excited. This gives you this incredible window into your own emotions and reactions. So, to wrap that up, this is about way more than just reading people. It's about building stronger connections, having way more effective conversations, and honestly, gaining a much deeper understanding of yourself. It's a fundamental upgrade to your entire communication toolkit.
All right, so what should you actually be looking for? Let's get practical. Let's turn this into a little field guide. When you want to start decoding these signals, where do you even begin?
Look, you don't have to notice everything all at once. That would be overwhelming. Just start by focusing on these 7 key areas. Think of this as your starter pack for becoming a master observer. All right, let's run through them. First up, body posture. Simple, right? Are they leaning in or are they literally pulling away? Next, facial expressions. Look for those super fast micro expressions that flash across the face. Then you've got muscle tension, a clenched jaw or tight shoulders. I mean, that's a giant billboard that just screams stress. Watch their hand and foot movements. A jiggling foot can give away a ton of nervous energy. Pay attention to their breathing. Is it calm and deep or fast and shallow? You can even notice tiny changes in skin color or even how big their pupils are. Every single one is a clue.
Now, this is really important to remember. Calibration is not mind reading. You're not making assumptions about what someone is thinking. You are simply gathering more information by paying better attention to what their body is already telling you. It's all about observation, not interpretation.
So what's the big takeaway here? This isn't just a collection of cool facts. It's a completely new way of seeing the world around you. And with that new sight, well, it comes with a certain responsibility. Now that you know how to tune into this hidden channel of communication, the real question is, what are you going to do with what you hear?